All right, we're with the interview with Jessica McCool. She is a health and safety coordinator and kindergarten teacher at a preschool. Hi, Jessica. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I just have a couple questions. When you are corresponding with your coworkers, how do you guys correspond?
We either writing wise, we have logs that are kept up front. We get handouts all the time. If it comes from the director, it's always in a handout. She doesn't always speak to you personally. But the rest of us are pretty good at just talking to each other on breaks or as we see each other, or some of us have logs in our classroom.
So would you consider it informal or formal?
Informal.
Very informal. What type of language? Is there a special language you guys use that only the teachers would know about, that nobody else would kind of speak?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, some of the kids we have like little nicknames for, but not really. No.
But no code word for anything?
I don't think so. Not that I could think of.
No. Okay. Now, what about in your professional opinion? Where do you gather the best information?
Well, I train a lot because I'm health and safety, so I have a lot that I do that's out of a notebook that's sent from corporate. Not every teacher gets the opportunity to read that, so they have to rely on the computer or our boss to tell us, but I actually get more training than other people just because of my job.
Okay, so as a health and safety coordinator, do you speak directly to corporate or is it always through a log?
There's both. There's what I do month to month is sent to me through the computer, and I don't speak to someone about it. However, once a month we have huddle calls, and so corporate will tell us what we have to be working on, like if it's classroom safety for the month or first aid or whatever it would be. But yeah, we have monthly meet or phone calls that we do with corporate also.
Now, what about staff training? What type of presentations would you guys use? Would you use a multimedia? Do you guys do post board presentations? Do you do journals?
Most of we actually don't do very much of that, but when we do, it's all handouts. We used to have monthly meetings that were staff meetings, and then we also just had a training called Spark through um, uh, what we call it Professional Development Day. So we take a day off and we meet with the whole district, and we call it, every year it has a different theme. So this year it was called Spark, and they were talking about relationships with parents, relationships with children, relationships with peers, all your relationships at work, basically, how to better them, what you think is lacking, that sort of thing. So we have that twice a year, once in February, once in October, and then, but most of it is done throughout handouts throughout the year.
Okay, and at those conventions, what type of presentations do they do? Do they do handouts? Do they do multi
Oh,
video?
they have all of them. They have videos that come from the corporate. They have multimedia that our district manager is in charge of. We do trainings, verbal trainings from every director is in charge of a different training. Then they also pass out handouts and booklets for you to keep from those trainings as well.
Okay, wonderful. And now in those trainings, are you part of it? Do you do anything? Do you get ready for it?
Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. We have in February we have a training that is just done through corporate or through the center. And for the center, each classroom is responsible for, or not classroom, each teacher, head teacher is responsible for one topic, and then you present it to your teammates. And then in October, you don't so much because it's more of a district wide thing.
How do they present that? Is it poster
The teachers?
boards, multimedia? Is it a report? How would they present
It's
that?
up to you. You could do it either. We've used PowerPoint in the past. Some people just use handouts. It's really up to the teacher, but most of us use PowerPoints as well as a handout.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to add about as far as what you do on your job, what you enjoy, what you think could be improved?
I think there's always room for communication. I love my job and I love the people I work with. However, we used to have a log at the front that every teacher read before they clocked in every morning so that you knew what was going on for the day in every classroom, who was in, who was out. And that's probably the only thing I would say we could bring back to improve it.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.